But the people with those conservative solutions never come to our community and offer to help us with those problems and those solutions. They're more interested in telling us to deny our racial identity, right? And telling us our racial identity is antithetical to our Christian beliefs, meaning that if we identify as a black man more than we identify as a Christian, then or just as much as we identify as a Christian, then we're antithetical to God. And in my belief, that's not true.
So
And
let me
even
ask you a
when and
question because I
and
want
hold up,
to.
let me just make my last little point I wanted to say. Even when you implement policies that are supposed to help our community, ultimately they, just like the opportunity zones, they end up helping a class of people, right? A certain class of
And
people
so,
who
Rocky,
don't
that will
need
go to the
any
deeper.
benefit,
See,
who don't
so
need any
I would say this is because of this, right?
economic incentive. Go
I
ahead.
was in the space yesterday, right? And I heard a Mexican man, right? Who, or a Hispanic, where, he'll fall on that, right? He would identify as a person of color, right? But in the next breath, he said, well, I'm white. So this is the game they play, right? It's about grouping us all, and because we quote unquote look the same, about people who look like us or are us as in Christian, but they kind of don't align with the same interests, right? For whatever reason, whether it's to make the conversation more palatable, whether it's to fit in, because like you said, that Republican Party, how they want you to identify when you come over to them, right? It's about that broader conversation that's always glossed over or not talked about.
Well, again, I have uh, you know listened to Sonny and done my own research, and to realize that the fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not willing to put to coalesce with us as black
So
people
so,
to
but that's what the
solve our
conversation is about.
hold up, to solve our issues, to help us as black people solve our issues. They're more concerned with being colorblind, and or even propping up black people who champion ideas that are against the policies that benefit black people. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, guys like Christian, I understand their position, but at the end of the day, there's so many black people that could benefit from reparations. For that purpose alone, Christian, don't you want your people who share your ethnicity to prosper and benefit because of what our people culturally and ethnically and historically have endured in this country for over 400 years? Even if you don't need it or don't want it, right? Shouldn't you want it for the people that are not in the same situation that you're in?
No, well, I'll let Christian answer that question. Then we're going to go ahead and move on. Go ahead, Christian.
uh, Rocky, I did bring up some key issues that, and I said these key issues specifically affect Black people. And when the host of the room brought up some of those policies that impact Black people, our uh, soliloquy that we had back and forth did intersect. So it's not as if what I am saying and what he is saying is totally polar opposite. But like I said, I made it clear what it is I don't support, and even when he brought up the fact about funding certain things in the
Well, yeah,
government,
I think
I'm totally
I
against
think
that.
the host was just trying to clarify that it just sound like you said you don't, support like cash payments, right? And I think he was just trying to clarify as to why it should be, but and that's a conversation to have, but
Right. And
So
so at the end of the day, look, Christian, is that whether you support it or not, reparations will happen. Okay, it's going whether you support it or not, or whether white folks support it or not, reparations will happen. This is a conversation between our government. Our government authorized the brutalities against us. It was state sanctioned violence, and the government owes us. Okay, this ain't a